Oh, well. Welcome back to the struggle with Candice Thompson quarantine files. Shut up, Ron.
The entanglement show.
The entanglement show. We all have our complicated entanglements, don't we?
The entanglement podcast.
I do want to, that's going to be one of the topics today, so put a pin in that. To my listeners who come back time and time again, I don't know why, but thank you for doing that. To my new listeners, The Struggle is a podcast where I, before quarantine, was having my friends come on and talking about things they struggle with, but now since everyone's struggling with the same goddamn thing, we are just here to try and make people laugh about anything and everything that's going on in quarantine world. So if you have not subscribed to the podcast, make sure you do that. We're on all podcast platforms. We're on YouTube. I'm starting to post them on my own personal YouTube page, Joe. You can watch them there, rate and review us on iTunes. And last but not least, if you have not told someone about the struggle and you're listening to this regularly, make sure you do it. Pay it forward. Now I'm going to introduce my fill-in co-host for the day because Mal is being irresponsible like he did the last time when he told me last minute that he had to go to Costco.
Trash, man.
This nigga forgot he had to move today. He's moving to another place. So anyway, I'm going to introduce my hilarious co-host who's filling in last minute. Thank you so much. He's no stranger to the struggle. Welcome back, Chinedu Unaka.
What's up, guys? How we doing? The struggle fans. Are you out there struggling? Okay.
The struggalos, man. The struggalos.
The struggalos. Make some noise.
Where can everyone find you, Chinedu?
Man,
besides in your basement. Besides in your basement, yes.
Man, I'm on IG, Chinedu Unaka. I post once a week. I'm on Twitter, Chinedu Comedy. I post once a day. So come follow your boy for this premium content. You feel?
I'll spit out my matcha. I hate you, but thank you again for filling in last minute. We love you. Now, and this guest for the day is no stranger to the struggle either. We just had him on. What was it, like a month ago?
Was I really on though? Like I showed up, but was I really on?
No.
Okay.
And I will take complete blame for that. Welcome back, hilarious comedian Ron G.
Hey, what's up, lady? The intro of "He's no stranger to the struggle" I feel like is the funniest thing ever. He's no stranger to the struggle. He's been struggling all his life.
His whole entire life. These are black men. These are black men. Struggle every day. Every day.
All day. Yeah, I'm saying.
No days off. He's no stranger to the struggle.
He's been pulled over plenty of times. Give your hands together.
He's been denied a loan multiple times.
Right.
He's been asked to get out of the car twice this week. He's no stranger to the struggle.
No stranger to the struggle.
Show some love.
The one and only black man.
He gets denied reparations 3 times a month. Give it up.
That's right.
For Ron G.
Denied a loan. He's been denied a loan, and his beard doesn't connect. Ladies and gentlemen, he knows the struggle. Show some love.
Ron G.
Beard doesn't connect.
Still wait on that bank load. Give it up.
Oh man, y'all stupid.
What a riff, guys. Wasn't that great? That's what we do here at The Struggle. We have fun. Did you already tell people where they can find you, Ranji? I forgot.
No, I didn't do any. I thought you did at the end of the show. But
no. We
that's
do.
My struggle. That's my struggle.
We do it at the top and the end.
If you're looking for me, you can find me on all forms of social media, comedian Ron G. On Thursdays, I do a really dope show called Couples Couch, which is on my Instagram Live. It's a couples game show to find out if you work well with each other, if you know your person, or even if you like your person. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. on Instagram Live. Also, every Sunday, I do Virtual Chocolate Sundays, which is a virtual comedy show. We usually do it at the Laugh Factory, but because outside and life is closed, we do it online via Zoom. But if you follow me, comedian Ron G, on Instagram and every other form of social media, I will post the details. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Follow Ron. Follow Chinedu. Fuck, I had a brain fart. Oh, the couples thing. So can single people with their Drake body pillows, do they count as a couple? Asking for a friend.
if you're new, if y'all brand new, you should definitely try it. But if you're talking about a real, like a pillow, like a real
Yes.
pillow, that sounds like you're no stranger to the struggle, and probably not. Probably not. You have a human being, somebody that actually likes you, can breathe and think for themselves next to you when you do the show. That would be awesome. That always helps to have.
Someone that likes me, Ron? I don't know if I can find that. That's being
Love is
unrealistic.
mandatory. You need to like your person if you're trying to make it.
Yeah. Well, I love my Drake body pillow, if that counts.
Hilarious. So it's a picture of Drake on the body pillow?
Yes, it is.
Pre-beard or post-beard Drake?
Oh, I think it's post-beard. I think he's got a little bit of a, yeah. With the other one's unacceptable. If it was no.
That's an Aubrey pillow. Drake has a beard. Aubrey does not have facial hair.
It's actually Drake in his wheelchair from when he was on Degrassi High.
In a chair like this? Oh, shoot.
That's who's on the pillow.
A wheelchair pillow? Oh, jeez.
All right.
Oh, the disrespect.
I'm hot. Moving forward.
It is.
Moving forward. You guys, we had
Are you in the bathroom?
Yeah, where you at, Candice? In prison?
We talked about this before the show, and now y'all gonna call me out in the middle of the recording.
Are you in the lobby? Are you in the lobby? What is that? The vestibule. Is it called the vestibule at church?
Yeah.
I call it the foyer.
The foyer. The foyer.
Us uppity Negroes call it the foyer.
Hey, that's a Kanye album, The Foyer.
The foyer? Wait, so speaking of Kanye, I have not been following this as much as I should have been. I mean, it wasn't the order I was going to go in.
Behind the back pass, she's like, speaking of Ye, speaking of Jesus.
Yeah, it wasn't the order I was going to go in. But since the universe brought it up, am I correct in finding out that he did not fill out the paperwork to actually run for presidency? Is that correct?
I'm not sure.
I wouldn't doubt that for a second. Kanye's presidency has nothing to do with him actually wanting to be president. He is struggling with a mental illness. And people keep ignoring that big part of it. Like, this motherfucker's bipolar. He's having an episode. People keep discussing, you know what I'm saying? Like, he is sick. Like, the man is sick, man.
Right.
Here's the thing. So is Donald Trump. But
100%.
And he made it to the presidency. So, I think he just set the standard. He don't
know he's crazy. Like,
he's not self-aware.
Trump doesn't know he's crazy. But Kanye had an album called I Hate Being Bipolar. It's awesome. And he's running for president. He's clear about his crazy. If you make an album called I Hate Being Bipolar, it's awesome.
Yeah.
You are not qualified to give any life advice on anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I ask you this then.
Make great shoes, though. Make a great pair of shoes.
Does make great shoes. And I mean, he's given us some great music as well. I will admit that. Would you rather have someone who is aware of their mental illness in office or someone who is not aware?
I say aware.
That's how I feel. So Kanye is aware. So it's vote for Kanye. No, I'm kidding. Do not.
That know they're racist. Like, look, my best friend's a nigger. Like, I like people like that.
Who are open with their racism. Right.
Listen, we live in a time where you got to pick a side. Like, this time we live in, if you don't pick a side and you're not clear about who you are, get out my face.
Right.
It's almost like being, I'm not racist. That used to work 2 years ago. Now you need to be anti-racist. And if you don't speak up and speak out, you are considered a racist to me.
Yeah. No, I agree. What you got to say, Chinedu?
Oh, I was just going to say, we shouldn't entertain Kanye at all being president because that's going to steal votes from Joe Biden. Mind you, I'm not a fan of Biden at all.
Me neither.
Is anybody Joe's wife is not a fan of Joe Biden.
Yeah. Joe. Like, we're literally trying to get Joe.
Sleepy Joe.
Bro, the funniest part is seeing Donald make fun of the things Joe says when he's like the king of saying crazy shit. It was like, bro, that's your shit. Like, we're a circus right now, and it's sad to watch. Honestly, the country is.
I feel like there's a Simpsons episode that will not end.
No, yeah. I think something much bigger is happening, and
don't get Candice started. She's a conspiracy theorist.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
Share with us, Candice.
But I am very open to hearing what people think is happening, and I do agree with some of it. A lot of it I do not. Like okay, first of all, so Bron, I took a screenshot of your you did a post on Instagram. I think it was from today. It may have been from yesterday. I don't know, but it showed up on my timeline today. And I agree with you 100%. Bron tweeted, 2020 is literally the year of purification, exposing false idols, weak leaders, broken relationships, pedophiles, false prophets, vanity, systemic oppression, evil all around the world, and they are still popping fireworks on July 10th.
Make it stop. Make it stop. I believe it. There's too much stuff happening. Like this.
I agree.
I feel like Jesus is coming back in 2 weeks, but also I feel like Jesus probably came and a white lady called the cops on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says he's doing miracles, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a medical license. Oh yeah, yeah, he turned water into wine, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a liquor license.
Jesus,
and it wasn't rosé, so I didn't like it.
see, Jesus not only focused on America. A lot of the world been in shambles for a very long time, so he ain't coming back. Not during this time, because America needs him. You know what I'm saying?
He got deported, man. That's what happened. Jesus got deported. Here and called the cops on him.
Yeah, Jesus at the wall, like, come on, man, I'm late.
He says he knows his dad. His dad is God. Come on, he's black. Really? Stupid. I also added too. I tweeted, yo, when we was doing the countdown for 2020, if somebody told you that Kobe would be gone, pandemic, you might not work this year, quarantine, civil rights movement, protests around the world, Jada would be doing a red table talk with herself, and strippers would be wearing quarantine masks, would you believe him?
Would you believe it?
You wouldn't.
No.
You'd be like, this is no way. There's no way.
No.
Strippers are wearing quarantine masks. I seen a video of the strippers. They were putting their quarantine masks on. To my girl, we got to get this money. I'm like, that is so funny. So your booty is exposed.
Where?
Booty is exposed, but your mask is covered.
Where's the strip club open?
Where? I don't know. But I have a video. I actually probably posted tomorrow. But I was like, you cover your mouth, but your booty wide open. Hopefully you can't get it through a fart or something.
That's the
that should be
number one
last place that's open.
Strip clubs, I don't even know fully if they ever really closed in some places.
Yeah.
Because, it's one of those things, like, I feel like there's certain businesses that will always continue regardless of what's going on because people need sex, people need to get high, they need, so weed is fine, liquor is fine, all that shit's going to keep going.
Not strip clubs.
And they can't disappoint their clients.
You can't do strip clubs safely. You just can't. There's no, somebody could go pick up some weed safely. That's not a problem.
Look,
Grubhub's still open, right?
They about to open Disney World.
You're lying.
So, no!
I'm confused. Is that the one in Florida or LA?
Disney World's in Florida. Disneyland is in LA.
Florida's open. Florida's living in 2021 already. They don't give a fuck.
That's what I'm saying. So they got strip clubs. That's what I'm saying. So they got strip clubs open in Florida.
Well, that's what I was asking. I said, where was it? Because if it's Florida, that makes sense.
I'm telling you, I guarantee there have been small towns all across America that have had strip clubs open this whole entire time. Because
it's funny, me and my wife drove across country to go see my family on the East Coast, and we got a really dope rental car. We got a good deal on the rental car, but the tank was small, so we had to fill up every 3 hours.
I was like, 3 miles.
Sorry, we had to fill up every 3 hours, but we went across country and nobody had masks on. All the states in the middle, nobody cared about a mask. Like, we going in stores, they fixing food, nobody had a mask on. I'm like, we are not going to be done with this.
Because we're not on the same page, and there's so much misinformation going on out there because we have a person in leadership who is ignoring scientists and the CDC and the WHO organization. So we're in really bad shape,
right?
And we deserve it, honestly, because we put him in office. So
he politicized the pandemic. How did he make the pandemic right versus left? But he did. We could have all been on the same page. Well, not really, because people are always going to oppose whatever. But he made it worse. When you have a leader that's in charge, who can't make up his mind and saying the direct opposite of what medical professionals are saying, we're never going to get on the same page. So we all deserve to die.
And what baffles me is, like, people say wearing a mask is a political statement. Like, it just cracks me up. I'm like, how is that political to be considerate of your entire family? Because I know cities like Atlanta and LA, a lot of transit people are not from there. So you're not around Big Mama and your granny them. So you're not thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? Because Atlanta had a whole Freaknik like 2 weeks ago. They got hookah spots open in Atlanta, which is crazy. Like, I don't get it. But I just feel like it's just common courtesy and just the decent thing to do, just to wear a mask so you can protect other people and their loved ones, and even your own loved ones.
Yeah. I talked about this on a previous episode, and I think part of the problem is it's not just Trump that hasn't been on the same page as everybody else, but there's been misinformation coming out this whole entire time from different people, from different medical professionals, from doctors. Like I've seen videos from doctors up north in California talking about like there's stuff we don't trust about this, and maybe we're not being fed the right information. Dr. Fauci was on television telling people we don't need to wear masks like a month ago.
That clip was from December. I know what's going to talk.
Oh, okay.
That clip was so old. That was before anybody. Right. No one really knew what all the information.
But do you see how like that's spreading? No one knows now. Everyone's looking at that
because no one does the research.
The research.
You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of times you'll see an article that's spreading, but everybody's just stuck on the headline. No one actually read the damn article.
It's all clickbait,
And a lot of time when you read it, it's just clickbait. The article is damn near. No, the title has 2% to do what the actual article is about. Seriously.
No, in social media, no one. It's all about like just sharing stuff that triggers you so that you can get the same reaction from somebody else. It's all about, we've talked about this on the podcast also before, is just confirmation bias. If someone tweets or says something that you already believe, regardless of what the rest of the article says, if the headline just says what you already believe, you think, oh, well, yeah, I'm right. And then you pass that on to somebody else. So,
right. And then a lot of news outlets, they want to be the first to do it instead of being right.
Yep.
Which
I say it all the time.
That's a very interesting thing too. And I feel like news organizations are actually killing themselves. Because there's a time when you watch the news, get information. Now I go to Twitter for information. Twitter's like my news. You can check 10 different sources and try to find the middle. But with news, it's either right or left. And nobody just gives you truth and lets you make your own decision.
Yeah, but that's a problem too, Ron. Twitter it beats the news, right? It's first. Why am I watching the news when I could get somebody who's already on the scene, videotaping it live, giving information, whatever, and I'm already seeing different opinions on it. So a lot of people don't watch the news. And so what happened to the news is, to keep up with social media, they turn into entertainment. And so they're not worried about the truth. They're worried about what you said about being first. And then 2, about being spicy. And negativity is spicy. A lot of misinformation is spicy.
Yeah.
And so CNN, they don't go as far as Fox News and all these other places do, but like Hannity and Laura Ingraham, they know what they're spewing is misinformation. But they check their numbers and they're leading in the TV polls. And so they keep doing it. And it's irresponsible and it's killing our country.
Yeah, it's all about ratings. But, I do believe, and this is part of the conspiracy in me, is that, it's all a distraction. So to, keep us not paying attention from what's really going on in the world. I mean, and I believe this is going to happen. There are elite pedophile rings that are about to be exposed. Ghislaine Maxwell just got arrested. And so she's
going to die in 2 days. She's going to magically die from COVID, flu, something.
Yep.
I believe that. But at the same time, a part of me thinks something's going to come out before that happens. Or she's got some people, this chick, it was the daughter of like a Mossad agent. She has 2 sisters who are also like CIA. So like she could, yes. Oh,
I didn't know that.
So look up her information. She could be protected. I was watching some of Andrew Schultz's. I don't know if you guys know Andrew Schultz, a comedian. Yeah. He has a podcast that was talking about this, and he was saying because of her connections, she was hidden. Nobody knew where she was, and then all of a sudden she's now in New Hampshire. That's where she was arrested. So it's like his theory is that she's being told to now get arrested, like because of the people that she works for, the agents that she works for. So like if she was hidden before, I really honestly feel like she could have stayed hidden if she didn't want anyone to find her. She has that deep of ties to the CIA or whoever. So it's odd to me that she just got caught in New Hampshire when she has been hiding this whole entire time. So it did to me, I kind of agree with him. I do feel like she wanted to get arrested, like someone's telling her to get arrested, and now there's like a plan that's going to move forward. So she could be being protected. I have no idea, and I hope so because I want this tea.
I want it too. I don't want the tea. I want it all to stop, man. I think it's just very,
of course,
very just unfortunate, man, that very powerful people misharm and mistreat kids, and it's just stupid. But also, we was talking earlier about the media, man. I just feel like the media created Trump. Like they literally, like he was good TV when he was running for president. He was good TV, and so instead of questioning him then and like checking him and all the stuff they doing now, they should have did it then. But because he was such good for TV, once he got created, he couldn't be controlled. I'm like, you created him, and now you're trying to fact check him before when he ran a whole campaign on nothing. He had no facts. He had no plan, no game plan. Yeah. It was just to undo everything Obama did, and that was okay for TV. And I'm like, now you want to be a journalist and like fact check him and ask him the hard questions?
Yeah. Right. I say it all the time. CNN has to take, or Democrats in CNN have to take ownership of Trump winning, because when he was in the primaries, his sound bites would get a lot of ratings. Yeah. So the crazy stuff he'll say, they would put on their screen, but then also CNN was the main one that was trying to legitimize him. Fox News used to hate Trump. They didn't think he had a shot, so they would push Bush and the other people that was running. Yeah. But CNN try to legitimize Trump to undermine the Republican Party, and it worked. He won, but then by that time you created a monster. It was too late, and he beat Hillary too. And so they underestimated how uneducated a lot of our country is, and Trump ran with it. He was the first one to use social media in a way that was very beneficial to him in his campaign race. Of course, the Russians didn't hurt, but
right.
Yeah, but that's also how deep our racism runs in the country, where you vote against your own best interest because you believe he's your savior. Like these people are like gung ho, like he's our savior, like God put him here.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't make sense as a white woman who has multiple sexual assault cases.
Yeah. No.
And every time a woman speaks up, he has something to say against them, and you still vote for him?
And you still vote.
That's how deep racism is.
It's because, they will put their whiteness before their womanness every time. Not all white women, but the ones we're speaking of, the ones who voted for Trump, they put their whiteness before their womanness because they know that will protect them. So they're gonna be with white men, so they're good. They don't have to worry about it. They're gonna keep their money, so they'll be good. They don't have to worry about it. And again, that's a very privileged place to be, because there are, I'm sure. And it's interesting because a lot of these people, white women that voted for Trump, are not they're not rich. They don't have money. So and people have said this before, it's like that is the biggest trick that Republicans ever played, was making poor white people think that their interests were going to be protected, and they aren't. I don't know how they did that, but they did. And they got poor white people rooting for a man who wants nothing to do with them.
Facts. And I think what's one thing that's, I guess, positive is that a lot of the youth still voted against Trump, like 40 and below, across the board. I think even white men, white women, everybody voted against Trump. Like the numbers says that. So some people just got to die. You know what I'm saying? The 60s wasn't that. Like, that's great.
No,
for real. Like racism was one big part of ruling, getting rid of slavery and all these other different things was just time. A lot of racist people just had to die, die off, because oftentimes the more you're exposed to different people, different cultures and backgrounds, it's harder to hate. The more you have ties to those people, whether it's friendships, relationships, whatever. And so some people just got to die. And so it's 100 years from now, things are still.
And young white men and young white women love twerking. They can't get around it. Because we teach them how to twerk. Now they got twerk studios. They love us.
Yeah.
You love the culture, but you can't take the rhythm and not the blues.
Of course. That's my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, but we can't get comfortable though, because when you watch a Trump rally, there are young people at the Trump rally, but the majority of young people are on the right side of history. And I think, through time, just the continued fight and education and with love, things will always get better. Yeah.
I also believe this moment in time is necessary. I feel like we're supposed to have this disruption across the board and everything. The getting reminded that this dude got rid of the, what is it called? The pandemic team.
Pandemic response team.
Yeah, he got rid of all of that. It exposed leadership, like I mentioned before. It exposed racism, statues coming down, white people being more outspoken about things that black people have been screaming about for years. And I feel like this time when we marched, it was different because not that we didn't have people and allies before, but it's everybody rooting for us from different countries and stuff. So to watch all that stuff unfold, this is a divine moment in time, and I'm glad to be alive to even see it happen. Yeah. My dad couldn't believe. He was like, yo, white people getting shot with rubber bullets for us? I'm like, hey, man, generation different.
Yeah.
This generation different, man.
Yeah, and it's just not for us too. It's for them. You know, it's for them because, like the saying says, no justice, no peace.
Right.
And so people can say what they want about protesting. Peaceful protesting works, but some of that rioting was also beneficial because it made people scared. Like, yo, this shit's getting closer and closer to my neighborhood. Like in LA, instead of us rioting in the communities where minorities live, you know, South Central, with Compton, all these different things, we were up in Santa Monica, Melrose, and Hollywood. And so yo, this is right outside my door. What the fuck is going on? How can I help so we can stop this?
Right.
And you know, a lot of that was about that too. And people just have the time now with the quarantine. They have the time.
Yeah.
Everyone
Thank
support.
God basketball season wasn't in. Basketball season in. Hey, look, man, I want the game come on at 2. The game come on at 2. So I get there like 11. I protest about an hour and a half, and I'm going to head home.
Hey, Ron, man, the game's are overtime, brother. Another march tomorrow?
Can we reschedule this protest?
Yeah.
Hey, rubber bullets? Man, it's the fourth quarter right now. Let me, I'm going to hit you back, okay? Fourth quarter.
Yeah, no, I feel like the young generations that are coming up, like my nephew, he just turned 22. My sister had him super young. He just turned 22, and he is so, like, his whole group of friends, they're discussing things that I never would have been discussing. Like, and he's been talking about politics for like, I mean, it is like what he majored in, but also like he was talking about the stuff like in high school, just because they had access, you know, I'm older. So it's like, I didn't have internet when I was in high school. So like that shit, you know, they have access to so many things at the palm of their hand that they are just up to date. And I think that they have a spirit in them that my age group, like I'll go out and protest and but I feel like most of my protesting is being done on social media just because I feel like
activists.
Yes, seriously. But I think that does help too, for sure.
No, it does.
It does, absolutely. But like, they're angry. Like my nephew and his friends are so, like, a lot of them are even anti-capitalism because they know that the greed that has been created because of this society is not going to go away until something changes, which is why they were all like pro-Bernie. So like, they're very angry, and I'm very excited to see that, because that is something that I feel like our generation, and even like, of course, the generation before, like they had it, but not as strongly as these kids are angry and educated, and they not having it.
This is a divine moment, man. Like, even again, like this country was built on capitalism, and I remember, remember after 9/11, they jacked up gas prices, so you had to start paying for bags on planes.
Yes,
and they
never took it away.
They never took it away, and now nobody's flying. They still charge bag fees, or. To even get a flight. Last year, my granddad died, and I couldn't go see him because the tickets were so expensive. Now you can get a ticket to Dubai for $7 because nobody's flying. And gas is based off demand, and nobody's driving. But now gas has been. I was driving cross country. Gas was like literally $1.03. They was giving away gas, and I'm like, so what's the point of these inflated, bloated rates? And they're not even a sustainable thing.
No, it's all a racket, man. It's all a racket.
Yeah, it's all BS to just make more money, you know?
Yeah.
If they started doing bag fees, and then all of a sudden I'm bringing in, you know, $100 million just because off of bag fees, and all of a sudden it's not needed no more, I think I'm just going to throw that money away? No. They're like, well, fuck it, just keep it going.
Yeah.
You know, it's all a game.
They don't care. One thing, I did see a video, and I'm curious to hear what you guys think about this, but I saw a video, and it was of Trump years ago. He probably was in his 30s, mid-30s, late 30s maybe. And I'm going to try and find it again, and I'll send it to you guys to take a look at. But it was him speaking publicly about the problem with homelessness, how we need to get these people off the streets, the issues with the government and what we need to change. And it like, if you listen to him, you're like, oh, wow, he actually sounded like he knew what he was talking about and he cared about people. So I'm wondering, like, what that shift, if that was him faking, or do we think that he maybe used to care and now he doesn't because for whatever reason? I saw Ben Carson, when Ben Carson, my favorite person to make
Uncle Ben?
Uncle Ben. I saw him, it was back when he had first got appointed by Trump, and he made a comment that there are 2 Trumps. And I was curious. I watched a clip of Dick Gregory talking about this, and Ben Carson said there are 2 Trumps. There's the Trump that he presents on stage, and there's a Trump that is very cerebral, very well thought out, and meticulous about, and plotting and planning and strategic. And
is that one dead?
Exactly. Well, apparently, according to Ben Carson, not that I trust Ben Carson, but it's just very interesting because after seeing this clip of him when he was younger, you should have heard him. He's so well spoken. Like, it was like he actually sounded smart in this clip. And I'm like, where is that Trump? And who is that Trump? Because I know his father, when their property back in the day when they used to deny renting to Black people and brown people, that's real. And like, I don't feel like that skipped over Trump. Like, I feel like that was in Trump's Jr.'s, or not Trump Jr., but just Donald Trump's DNA. Like, his father is the one teaching him this racism. So he probably is also very racist. But I'm telling you, I'll send it to you guys, but there's a clip of him where I was like, he was so, like, he actually sounded like someone who cared. But
it happens. It happens to celebrities, and I don't know how much you got to make to sell out, but I feel like most rappers go through it. Like, I was a huge Lil Wayne fan, but when I heard him talk about social issues, I'm like,
yeah,
how disconnected you have to be to not even acknowledge that other people go through stuff that look like you, and you're like, it doesn't affect me. Like, just to discount everybody's experience. So Kanye went through it, and he was like, slavery was a choice. I'm like, how much do you have to make to literally sell out? And I hope I don't get that famous or that rich to where I get disconnected from the struggle, because I'm on the ground and I see things happening. I'm from the South. My antennas is up. So I'm aware of all the stuff happening. Even like as a man, women go through things that we don't necessarily see, but we have to have compassion and understand. Like, I heard these girls talking about what they had to go through when they tell a guy no. And like the fear when you tell a guy no, what happens? Or the fact when you walk to your car, you got to check your back seat and do all these things to make sure that you're safe that men don't even think about. And it's a certain blind spot in the human experience that, depending on who you are, people go through stuff that don't look like you. And you have to be considerate. In a relationship, you figure it out. You know, you date somebody who's been hurt before, and they react irrationally. You're like, what's wrong with you? And when you find out the why, you're like, oh, okay. We do it all the time with relationships, but with other people that don't look like us.
Strangers,
when you're of a certain color, particularly white, and you've grown up in nice neighborhoods, there's certain blind spots you have where you just don't acknowledge other people's pain, which I feel like that's why MAGA is so triggering. That's why the whole Confederate flag and the MAGA, just the phrase "Make America Great Again" is triggering, because you're not acknowledging that people were here during the same time. The Confederate flag, like, there were people occupying the same space at the same time, but you're saying your flag is heritage. They didn't have a voice. They didn't have a choice to speak up on the flag. I'm from South Carolina, so I drove by the Confederate flag every single day, like literally every single day to go to my college, and every building on my campus was named after a slave owner. The financial aid office was named after a slave owner. And I had to go there and ask for money to be at a school where my ancestors picked the cotton of the ground that the school was on, and I have to beg for money. Like, and I have to hopefully that you choose me and select me for a grant of some sort. So it's just disheartening, and it makes you angry that people don't acknowledge that, again, we're all Americans. We share this space together, and we all have our own experiences while this stuff is happening. So just to discount people's feelings, I feel like it's very insensitive, and it creates rage in people. And like people mentioned, like, at least we're asking for equality versus revenge, because
this whole country would be on fire. No, that's it is true, and I've said this before, but people do not think they don't believe things exist until it happens to them. It's like COVID. Look at these people that are just like walking around with no masks on, and it's like, it hasn't happened to you or it hasn't affected someone you know, so it doesn't exist in your world.
Yeah, people struggle for some reason with putting their feet in other people's shoes, you know? And that's why how a lot of times people fall into the same addictions over and over again. Why do I need to smoke heroin to know that heroin is bad? There's enough evidence out there that shows it don't work out.
Crack ain't the way.
Facts, you know? And so, like, people just, like, if it doesn't affect them immediately, then they're not concerned about it. It's a selfish way to live. That's not how you live as a community. That's not how you're supposed to live as a country or as a family. And so if you're really a patriot and you only consider about your own interests versus the interests of the whole and how your interests fit into that, then you're not really someone who's actually about, you know, serving the best of your nation. And so, and with the whole Trump thing, I've never been a fan of canceling people because of their distant past. I've never been a fan of promoting people because of their past either. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you today? So I don't care who you were when you were 20. You're a 70-year-old man. You know what I'm saying? If you change, you change. Okay, I'm talking about
70-year-old white man, you're going to be racist in some kind of way.
And
you got receipts somewhere in your life about racism.
That's how I feel about Biden, and I don't trust him. He spoke at Strom Thurmond's funeral not that long ago.
Like I said, Biden is trash. Like I said, but he is less trash than Trump. That's all.
For sure. So we do need to, of course.
I hate we even have to say that.
We
have to say that.
I know.
He's not smart. He's not articulate, and his South Carolina saved him. The black people in South Carolina literally saved Biden's career and brought him back from the dead.
Honestly,
in South Carolina.
Yeah, I don't know why we have this tradition of voting old white men into office anyway. You know, the same way there's an age minimum you have to be president. There should be age maximum too.
That's what I said.
Your brain is starting to leave you at that age that we're trying to vote these two. It doesn't make sense.
That's a whole nother problem is his speech. Like, people are saying that he has dementia. And if you listen to, or even just read it, if you read the transcripts to a bunch of his speeches, it's like, there's not coherent sentences. There's like maybe one coherent sentence in a sea of disconnected fragments of words.
You talk about both of them, right? Or both, right?
Well, Trump, of course, that's a given. But there are people who are arguing that Biden doesn't have dementia. And I'm like,
no, he does.
Read the transcripts. Go online and search transcripts from his speeches. Something's not right. And I think they have
both
to like
disturbing. Yeah, they both disturbing.
Oh, very much.
And Trump feels like he talks like a teenage girl because teenage girls are like, "This is the best ever. This is the worst ever."
He has 4 words.
This is
he
amazing.
knows 4
this
words.
Is terrible.
Facts. Yeah. That's great.
This is amazing. There's no nuance to his life. It's either the best or the worst.
Yeah. No. And that's one reason I think though he got elected too, because there's a lot of people in this country who might not have like, a high vocabulary or ever study in college and things of this nature. And so
country's dumb is what you're trying to say.
They're dumb as fuck. I was trying to say it in a nice way. But
it's a dumb country, man.
It's a dumb country. And so they identify with Trump. So the same way, black people identify with Obama, and it made me feel like, you know what? If I started my life over and I wanted to go into politics, maybe if I worked really hard, I could have been president if that was my choice. But Trump makes a lot of people feel, you know what? I could be president right now.
Right now.
And so it gives a lot of idiots of this country this sense of pride and self-confidence. But there's a guy in the office talking just like me, how I talk.
Yeah.
And it makes them feel like, you know what? Because a lot of times when people are talking using like this certain type of diction, they feel like they're talking down on them or they're trying to lie to them. You know? So I think that was a allure to Trump too. That's why his fan base is such a cult following.
And they were like, he's an outsider. And I get the whole thing of wanting somebody who's not in the system, but even though he's not in the system, the nigga bankrupt a casino.
Right. But he is
bankrupt because you got to be a special kind of stupid to bankrupt a casino. The house always wins, except for when this nigga's in charge.
That's a good point, man. Jesus Christ.
A casino, bro?
A casino.
Like how?
How do you bankrupt a casino? It's impossible.
With all the gambling addicts that are out there.
You giving money away. Yeah. You get $1 million. You get $1 million.
Maybe I pay the strippers a little too much.
Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, no, I think, but here's the thing also is that that's what I'm saying. Like, he tricked these people into thinking that he was not part of the system when he is. He's a part of the elite corporate. So what are we talking about? It's the same system. He may not have been a politician, but they're all connected. Yeah. They're all connected. They're all the lobbyists and the money that's getting exchanged, the bribery. It's all those elite, rich corporate white people. So,
but he don't talk like them, and that was why
he was like right.
And I think it was on purpose too. I think Trump was like, I think it was on purpose for him making fun of people and using bullying tactics because he saw what it did for the numbers. He's all about his numbers, the ratings, the retweets, and that's what he follows.
And my question is, why doesn't Putin have a nickname? Every leader, because Trump roasts everybody. It's just freaking hilarious. Cricket Hillary, Sleepy Joe.
Yeah.
Nothing for Putin.
Because that's his boyfriend.
That's his biggest sponsor.
That's his boyfriend. Yeah.
Nice.
His boyfriend?
Yeah, no. They're like, of course, they're in cahoots. That's why, for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a clear sign too, because he does give everybody nicknames. His nicknames be hidden. I ain't gonna lie.
All of them.
When he threw Elizabeth Warren's name in that last tweet,
Pocahontas?
no, but where he said something about they should be ashamed. And I think he was talking about Native Americans, and he was like, Elizabeth Warren should be mad about this. Like, he just threw her name out there randomly recently. He's like,
for no reason.
He's not running.
Yeah.
Bro, when it was an Asian reporter, she was like, so any updates on the China virus? He's like, I don't know. Ask the people in China.
I saw that. I saw that.
Disrespect.
I was
Ask
like,
the people in China.
I was like, yo, this
why would
dude.
you say that to an Asian lady? It was so disrespectful. And he was so dismissive.
She's like, it hit her late too. She's like, wait a minute. Why did you ask me? Why did you tell me that? He's like,
This is our president.
Oh man.
Why don't you ask
enjoy the fact
China?
that our generation of comedians, we get to experience all this, man. Because I just feel like there's a literal black renaissance that's about to happen with everything that's happening in Hollywood. Because in the 90s, I felt like that was a black renaissance where all the black comedians that were dope and stood out in Def Jam, they got their own TV show.
Yeah.
And now with like Carmichael, Tiffany Haddish, Lil Rel, like all our generation is going to be the generation to change Hollywood because, you know, they're talking about systemic oppression and not being seen. And I feel like they're going to make an effort now, with, you know, Oscar So White, to put young black comics like ourselves in position to, again, be a part of this renaissance. And I can feel it happening. Once the earth opened back up,
Oh.
I feel like it's going to happen, man.
Chinedu's not buying the rapture.
I'm just saying, it's been. If he didn't come during the Spanish flu, I don't know if he's.
That was just a warm up, Chinedu. That was just.
I saw those numbers. I was like, oof.
That's what he used. That was a practice. He was warming up. You know. Now it's time. But no, also because of what's happening, and I bet last time I'll mention pedophilia, but is with all these celebrities that are about to get exposed as well. I believe there's going to be some openings in the entertainment industry.
Some openings.
Some openings.
You saw a list? Was there a list?
Yeah.
You haven't seen the Epstein flight logs?
Oh no. My goodness, bro.
Yeah, for that to me.
A lot of your heroes was on it.
Nah, who?
A lot of your heroes.
I mean,
it was about 3 black people though. Maybe 4 black people.
Beyonce, like Jay-Z, and
Jay-Z, Oprah, Naomi Campbell, Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
I know about Chris.
Chris,
Yeah, Jay-Z was definitely doing nothing wrong there though.
You said he was not doing anything wrong? Yeah, sure. You believe that.
Well, what else was on the island? You know, they had.
It was a concert. I think Chris Tucker hosted the concert.
The denial that people are in about.
You think you just want to do crime all day? You still gotta be entertained. That's real. That's a good.
Look, let me ask you guys a question.
Okay.
There's a man who has a reputation, and I'm talking about a strong reputation, and is convicted of child. I don't know if it's trafficking, but like I'll just go ahead and say pedophilia because that's just what it was. There's a man who has charges and has been connected with pedophilia, has a huge reputation for doing it for years. And he said, and you know about it, and he says, come fly with me on my plane. Let's go to my island. Are you going? Knowing his reputation. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying is like, even, let's say they didn't participate.
They know
if I knew, they knew.
I didn't know about Jeffrey Epstein until it came out.
I know about Jeffrey Epstein.
Time out. I only knew about Jeffrey Epstein when he got arrested. Like when it started happening. I knew nothing about it at all.
I've known about Jeffrey Epstein since about 2009.
What about you, Ron?
Well, I'm like Chinedu. But Chinedu, if he
we didn't know. I didn't know.
If he asked you to perform on his island and he said it's going to be a bunch of high school girls there and he just needs you to host the show and he's offering you $100,000, would you do it?
I hosted high school shows for this improv.
No.
But for Epstein, on his island.
For Epstein.
If I know about his history?
You do.
It's a kid's retreat.
Do I know about his history?
It's a retreat.
Do I know about his history?
It's fat camp.
Just answer the question.
It's asthma camp for a bunch of high school girls.
I perform for high school people sometimes.
On an island?
On an island?
No.
Well, then
But if he's doing some kind of mentorship for high
It's a
school,
fundraiser on an island.
no, an island full of children. You get there and you just see a bunch of children.
Look, I don't know what type of programs rich white people send their kids to. If I don't know about his history, yes, I'll do the show.
Asthma camp. I'm telling you, that's what it is. It's an asthma camp fundraiser.
Asthma camp. I'll be there. How much? Keep me off the books. That's all I say. Keep me off the books.
It's for sickle cell, Chinedu. It's for sickle cell. You going?
He's so stupid.
No.
I'll be there.
No, but I'm telling you, there's no way. I'm not buying the ignorance on not knowing who he is because, again, like I said, this man has a reputation. The same. Remember with the Bill Cosby shit, and it's like people.
We all knew.
We all knew. Like
Bill Cosby and R. Kelly. We all knew
about Cosby. Not till it came out. I'm not a Cosby fan. I'm not his friend.
I knew, but I knew.
You knew when it dropped. You mean?
No.
When information drops.
Nigga, no.
How could you know?
Because I had heard stories.
From who?
My old roommate.
Really?
My old roommate had a girlfriend or fiance who had a friend who he sexually assaulted.
So
wait, was your roommate a part of the Illuminati? Because most black people didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know
until
until
Hannibal did it.
I didn't know nothing till Hannibal did.
I would say that most black people did not know. I will say most black people in the industry did know. Ed Greer, one of my friends, had a joke about it before Hannibal's joke. He'd been telling that since like 2008.
Yeah, I didn't know. I honestly didn't know. We knew about R. Kelly though. Everybody saw R. Kelly a mile away, but we didn't.
Until it's big news, I don't know. I just don't go researching negative shit.
No, and that's the thing is I do.
Like I don't follow celebrity. I don't know who's married. I don't know who's dating. I don't know none of that shit.
You know, I'm all up in all the anytime I hear some creepy ass shit, just because as a woman, I need to protect myself, but also just in general, I like to just be abreast of all the fuck shit that happens in Hollywood because I'm aware of how terrible this industry is. And I just want to protect myself and know what's going on. But
you are informed.
I am informed. So yeah, and that's where a lot of my conspiracy theory hunting comes from is like, okay, where does this go? Oh, I've been since quarantine, I've been in many rabbit holes and I haven't slept since. I haven't slept in 3 weeks.
My dumb butt would have been hosting the concert and didn't know what was going on. Like, yeah, I'll host the concert. I didn't know.
Yeah, Cosby and Epstein. Like, hey.
My passport is good, fam. Tell me when.
That photo pops up, there's Ron G in the middle of Cosby Epstein, like.
Got me in one of those pictures like this, my thumbs up.
This got paid. Machu Picchu.
That actually would be a good premise for a movie or something. Like an innocent comic agrees to do a show somewhere, and the person involved is involved in some. They just think I'm not making it. I'm getting paid. I'm good, and then they find out.
You got your shirt off in swim trunks like this. I'm on a boat, y'all. Let's do it for the gram. Wait, what? What? Wait, what?
Is that Ron G with the head of the cartel?
Yeah. Does he know his waitress is 13?
Like, wait, what?
I mean, I thought it was kind of weird she was 13, but I was already on the boat. You know what I'm saying? If the yacht takes off and your waitress comes out, she's 13, it's like, damn it.
Serving drinks at 13.
Jump in the ocean? Like, what do? You just wait till the boat docks back and then you call the cops.
I thought that the legal drinking age here was 13. And then, like, Europe, I thought it was cool.
Some places it is super low. What's the lowest drinking age in like a country?
I think 15.
Probably 0 in some countries.
I think in Europe it's like 15. Don't quote me on that, but I think so.
I'm sure in some countries there is no fucking drinking age. It's like whatever.
They don't care.
If you can afford it, you can have it.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. I think this might be, we only have time for maybe one more of these topics, but I do want to definitely touch on the August Alsina, Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith love triangle.
Yep.
The entanglement.
The entanglement.
Did you guys watch the Red Tabletop?
Of course
I didn't watch. Yeah, I didn't watch August part though. To be fair,
you didn't miss nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
He just slept with a millionaire's wife and said how he felt about it when he got his heart broken.
Yeah,
like
I saw his hair and I couldn't watch it. I'm not watching it.
Like a wounded side chick.
I can't watch this.
Would you guys categorize that as bitch assness behavior? Was that bitch assness?
I would, because if you're gonna go on a social media platform and say you got his blessings, the blessing is respect my privacy.
Exactly.
Like because this is what people do all the time. We see it happen. You can't fall in love with somebody who's married. You can, but you can't.
You can, but you shouldn't. It's not. It's frowned upon.
But you can. It's
definitely
frowned upon.
can.
It's not popular in the streets.
You can fall in love. Yeah.
And if you do, just because you got your feelings hurt, you shouldn't destroy other people's lives.
Right.
I feel like that was the weak part about it. You know, you can't destroy other people's lives because, again, he's a friend with Jaden. Like, that's your buddy. That's your bro. Why would you put his folks on blast for some platform that don't care about you? Like, why do that? And then, you know, her reducing it to entanglement, that word is troubling.
Wait, now, okay, so hold on. Now, I only saw some of the red table talk, and I only saw part of what he said. The entanglement part, what was she referring to exactly when she referenced entanglement?
She said, well, both of them said they broke up. Like, he was like, I'm done with you, which for Will Smith seems to be a very decent guy. And for the most popular, most attractive, one of the most highest growing actors of our time and most charming guys to be like, I'm done with you.
Yeah.
Knowing he can lose millions says something. But he said while they were not together, she got into an entanglement. And he was like, what's that? And she was like, okay, relationship. He's like, well, say I got into a relationship. And that's when it was just clever wording. It sounded like pimp talk, because pimps are really good about minimizing vulnerability.
Right.
Pimps don't do vulnerability.
Right. I mean, that's a euphemism for you fuck somebody else. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but she had a whole relationship. But again, she said she introduced it by saying he was broken, which that's between them. Like, you don't say he was broken. And if he was, like, I don't think you should have said that. And then she mentioned she tried to help him, but you broke him trying to fix him, even though he was already broken and you're broken too.
Right.
Which sounds like a bit of manipulation
Which sounds like an entanglement.
Yeah, right.
I mean, technically, the definition is a complicated or compromising relationship or situation. It wasn't entanglement. It was just, we didn't know the word existed. That's all it was. It wasn't on Jada for being abreast to the word. It was on the audience for like, wait, what the fuck is entanglement? And so everybody's head just went to like knots, you know, something like that. So technically the verbiage was correct. Mm-hmm. It's never been described in that manner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're not
a very elegant way of saying he was my side dude and I was kicking it with him.
It was a complicated relationship or situation. That's it. And it was something that she got into, but her heart was always going to be with Will, and she knew that. But at the current time, this felt good to her. And you know, we ain't talking about Will's entanglements. You think Will was just at home crying with himself?
Right. And that's what I want to discuss, is because I don't know about you guys, but I, always heard, but I guess you guys are not as abreast of information that I am, but I had always heard.
But Twitter. Go ahead.
I heard for years that they had an open relationship. And so hearing this, to me,
Everybody knew that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So like, I didn't know if it was one of those Epstein, Bill Cosby things where other people didn't know about it and only certain people were privy to the information that are in entertainment. But I was like, that's why I didn't even blink an eye or bat an eye when I saw that, because I was like, yeah, they do this. And then for people to be like, yeah, Will was okay with it, I'm like, yeah, that's what they do. Why is this news? Why did he even come forward and say it? Was it because he got his feelings hurt, or does he have an album coming out? What is
August is reasoning?
Yeah.
I don't, like I said, I don't know. I didn't watch the interview.
He was just
he just
pillow
his
talking.
feelings.
I don't like that. Like, again, but for me, I don't feel bad about nobody because they're all adults. Everybody's an adult. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. And again, when you mess with somebody that's married,
that's it.
The wrath of God from the husband. Even if he changed his mind, even if they broken up, that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? If they're married,
it's off limits.
Making an adult decision. You know what I'm saying? So you got to handle that. Everything that comes along with that. But again, my point is, don't blow up somebody's spot because you got your feelings hurt.
Right.
That's what messy side chicks do. You don't do that to people. And Will, I admire him for how he handled it. and I don't think I would have addressed it in public. But the problem is because she had a red table, which is for healing, you have to address it. So nobody would have ever saw the show. Like if they never had the table, we would have never known, and life would have been good. But because she has a table that's about healing, and she's criticized,
we have to talk about it.
Dog and all these other people. Hey, you got to address it. But now you got to throw the whole table away.
Yeah,
you got to throw the whole table away. You got to burn that table.
We got to change the color, do something. Yeah,
you got to throw the whole table away.
Yeah. That's sometimes the struggle of like, as when you're a celebrity and you have your relationship so public and you celebrate in public, and you love in public. When something goes wrong, you have to almost address it in public too, because people are going to run with the rumors and things like that, and try to make money off your sadness. Right. So you have to heal in public too, which is even makes things even more awkward. So that's the caveat.
The most popular black man in the world, most probably, but next to Jordan
and
Michael Jackson, who's dead,
and Michael Jordan.
LeBron James is more popular than Will Smith.
LeBron James?
Yeah.
Really?
I would disagree with that.
Well, you don't play sports, so I understand.
No, I'm not. No, but Will has been around since the 80s. So
no, for sure. I'm joking.
So for me, the memes, the explanation wasn't worth the memes he's getting. These memes they're coming up with and the remixes,
but
it's not even worth the explanation. I would be like, look, I'll just take this to the grave if I got to deal with these memes. Like his face is
he knew they were coming, dog. He knew they were coming.
His face is the new Jordan meme. The cry Jordan face, like his face like this at the table. Would he look for me? That's the new Jordan meme, man. It's not worth it.
Yeah,
I would take it to the ground.
But here's the thing, bro. Like when something like that happens, it's so commonplace that tomorrow or even today, it's gonna be something new, something bigger is gonna happen.
Absolutely.
Like that moment's already gone. It's kind of dead. It's dead already.
It's old news already. Yeah.
Yeah, and so there's something. Everybody's gonna have their turn. Everybody's gonna have their turn. So prepare yourselves.
Question: should we expect a story about Will Smith kicking August Alsina in an elevator, or
Will's not mad at him?
An elevator, or maybe an album, a Lemonade album from Will Smith?
Will is not mad at August.
Good?
I feel like if August had good people in his camp, he should go silent. He should say nothing about nothing and drop an album with the juiciest drama.
I'm telling you, a Lemonade.
He should lie. I mean, it should be lies in there. He should be like, look, Jada and her mama was in the room. He should just go there because people don't care about the truth. They want drama.
They want drama.
And they're going to buy that album for the drama. So he should lie about everything. He's like, Will was holding the camera. Yeah. Jada mama was in the room too. Like he should just add everything to it. Get that money.
I would love a Will Smith Lemonade. I would love it.
This is Confessions album. If he play it right.
Yeah.
But he on social media attacking people, like August, just get off social media, bro.
Yeah. He's a singer.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, he's a singer. He's like an R&B singer. But I agree with you. Was she having an affair with him when his hair to me was off-putting? So I hopefully was having an affair with him before that pre-hair, because I don't find that attractive at all.
She might have that Erykah Badu kind of magic where you just make a dude change his whole closet. That first stroke, you just change the closet. Like, you know what?
Wait, who did she do that to?
I want to put a chandelier on my head.
Are you talking about Andre 3000?
And a blouse and a poncho on top of that, and then some football shoulder pads.
She did that to Andre. Wasn't he always dressing like that though? No, that was post
she was part of the transition.
Interesting.
She gave him permission to be free.
She burned some incense.
She did the August got
Last thing, and then we can wrap it up. What are you guys' opinions about open marriages? I'm curious.
Tim?
Pro, con?
I think the problem with relationships sometimes, especially like when you're trying to find the right partner, is or I think that the young people are struggling with is there's too much access to people. There's too many options. And so a lot of people they're not patient with relationships. They're quick to move on to the next person. And so in regards to open relationships, I think whatever fits you and your situation and is healthy, as long as it's healthy and no one's being abused, no one's being hurt, I say do your thing. But it just has to be open communication of what that's going to look like, how it's going to be, what, is it a thing that we're promoting or a thing that we keep between ourselves? And, you know, as long as everybody's being mature about it, life is short, do you, you know, but really that communication has to be open and free in the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like they're doable, but they're not sustainable.
Yeah.
Because it's too much nuance. There's too much nuance to the variables that you don't even know. Because somebody can fall in love.
Absolutely.
Somebody could snitch and tell your business. And also depends on if you're popular. If you're a popular person, you don't have privacy. So doing that is very risky to your situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's just too much nuance. And again, it's not sustainable. And again, the only thing constant in life is change. So if you make this agreement, you got to say boundaries. Like, look, you can pick the person. I don't need to talk to them. I don't need their number. Like, it's too many variables that you don't think about until after the action is done that like can disrupt what you're trying to build. And it's not worth it. But again, they're possible, but it's not sustainable. It's literally not sustainable, especially after you have kids too. Like, it gets real complicated trying to sneak a whole 2 grown adults in your house when you got babies and 8-year-olds asleep in the room.
Yeah.
Gotta have that hotel budget, you know?
It's
complicated. It's too much nuance.
Exactly. I think it can be done. And I think some people are doing it successfully that we've never heard of, you know, having slip-ups like this. But it's too, like you're saying, it's complicated. I say it's messy. Like, when you involve an outside person that you can't control anybody, right? So like you involve a stranger that you don't know what their intentions are. They could have good intentions at first, and maybe you hurt their feelings, and kind of like the August Alsina, this is what really happened. You break up, now they hurt, and what are they going to do now to damage you? So it's too much, and I don't. You could go ahead.
Yeah, but I think also too, a lot of times people break up because they have a desire to be with other people, or another person, and then when they find out when they break up, that desire was purely physical, and it was nothing else, and they actually regret breaking that relationship. So sometimes open relationships can fix some of those things, you know.
Right.
So it really depends on the people.
I don't think it's sustainable, bro. If you're not having kids, it might work forever. But if you have kids and babies, and we live in a time where you can outlive your legacy. A long time ago, because there was no social media, you can be a great leader, a great whatever. And there's no evidence, there's no receipts of the stuff you've done. Like, if Dr. King was around when social media was around, he would be dead. You know what I'm
saying? He would have been canceled.
Right.
What am I supposed to do?
He would have been canceled.
His legacy. And again, now there's no more secrets. So you can't, it's almost impossible to become successful and not have anything come out because everything is documented from the time your career started till whenever. So you can outlive your legacy, and it's almost impossible. So, that open arrangement makes life very complicated, and it adds to the variables, and I don't want them problems.
Yeah, not for real. Yeah, definitely not for me. But I think there is a way to do it. I think we're getting almost there. You know, they're like the way people throw around the word side chick all the time and side dude and all this stuff. It's almost like it's being normalized to a point.
Oh, absolutely.
You know? And that's going to, into a healthy version of that is open relationships versus constantly hiding those things.
Possible, because they don't care about NDAs, and side chicks want bread, bro.
Like I said, I used to, I have a friend, I know friends, I have friends who are married that do this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And I was surprised to know, very happy couple on Instagram, but you know what I'm saying?
That's why they're happy on Instagram.
That's why they're happy though. That's why it's working. And
both of them exhausted. Like,
I'm not saying this for me. The Lord knows it's not. But I do also understand that monogamy is hard, and I do understand the science behind it and the logic behind it. So I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm not a therapist. I'm just speaking on some, like, you know, I'm just spitballing here. I'm spitballing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't think I would ever be okay with open marriage. I know the solution to open marriage is don't get married. That's my.
But people are selfish.
For an open marriage,
they want the comfort, but they don't want the commitment. And commitment requires work, man.
Yeah.
No, I know, and that's it. But that's also, I think it's just like you were saying. It's where everything is so easily accessible now, and even just in relationships in general, not even talking about marriage, people don't want to put in work. That's why there's so many, all these dating apps. And I mean, I witnessed, I say this all the time, me and my single girlfriends, like, we're in the era of fuckboys, because it's it's another pandemic that's happening right now is fuckboys.
Is it really though?
Yes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
But let me say this, because I feel like women have all the power.
Women
have all the power.
I'm not blaming it on men. I'm saying that this is what exists.
It takes two, baby.
Of course, I'm not disagreeing.
If a dude is trash, he has no car, he eats McDonald's every day, and you get pregnant by him, that's not his fault. So F-boys should not exist by a dope woman unless you commit to somebody who's already an F-boy.
I agree.
Okay. All right.
I agree.
F-boy shouldn't even be a thing.
I was going there.
Oh, wow. There you go.
No, and I say this all the time. When I see, I don't really associate with women who mess with dudes like that because we're just older and we know better. You know, that's for your 20s and shit to mess with dudes that you can't see yourself with. But yeah, like it's just, nobody wants to put in any type of work. And it goes both ways. I'm not just saying that women don't do it. There are women too that are just out there fucking without commitment in relationships as well. But I think it's the era that we're in. And I don't know if it's ever going to go back to where we actually value the family unit and value people and take the time to get to know somebody before you just start sleeping with them and then realize when it's too late, oh, I don't even like this person. Yeah. So,
but it's not. But it's not that those people back in the day were better than us when it comes to relationships.
No, they just didn't have social media.
They didn't have the access. That's all it is. So let's take them off that pedestal. Oh, back in the day, like family, shut up. It just took you 7 miles to ride a horse.
Right.
That's all it was.
It was too much work to get to your mistress.
And the access too. There's more access now too. Because remember back when we were kids, like what you had to go through just to see a naked lady.
Oh my God!
Like you had to watch HBO and put the little TV knob in the middle so it can like straighten up, or go get a magazine from your uncle.
When I was in 5th grade,
you can click on how to spell apple, and some butt cheeks would fall out.
Yeah. All I have was remember the Jet magazine, the Beauty of the Week. That's all I had. I had a collection. I had it folded. I kept it in my drawer.
Yeah.
If I wasn't looking, I'd pull that out.
You
take
had
that to
to
the
work
bathroom.
to see some breasts a long time ago.
Yeah,
now
man.
There's no effort.
Jet magazine, Beauty of the Week. That was it.
Bring back Jet Beauty of the Week. Bring it back.
Right. I was gonna marry all of them.
I'm here for it.
Facts.
You guys, this has been fantastic.
Oh man, it's been awesome.
Thank you for joining. We got to 2 of the things I wanted to discuss today.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Which is great.
Did you flush yet? I didn't hear you flush once. The whole time you sit on the
I've been holding it this whole entire time.
Hey, her stomach is entangled.
Damn, can't use it for 2 hours. I had an entanglement.
I had an intestinal entanglement.
Yeah, my bowels have been entangled.
I hate both of you. Now I'm going to have to listen to my podcast to hear how echoey I am. Should I move back out there? We'll see. Whatever. Trying a new room, guys. Anyway, thank you for joining. Thank you for listening to The Struggle. One more time, if you have not subscribed, we're on all podcast platforms and YouTube now. I'm posting on there. If you want to watch, rate and review us on iTunes. And last but not least, if you're listening to this, tell somebody about The Struggle. Chinedu, one more time, where can people find you?
I'll be at the crib. Oh, my bad. I'm on Twitter, Chinedu Comedy, Chinedu Comedy. Instagram is Chinedu. Last name is UN, a.k.a. You can listen to my comedy album, mostly getting produced by Comedy Dynamics on Apple, Pandora, whatever, Spotify. And besides that, stay healthy, stay safe, wear a mask, and wear a condom, man.
Yes, more importantly. And Ron, thank you again for coming. One more time, where can people find you?
Please follow me, Comedian Ron G, on everything, Comedian RONG. Thursday nights, Couples Couch, 7 p.m., my Instagram Live. Sunday nights, Virtual Chocolate Sundays. I'll send you the link and all the details on my Instagram and also my YouTube page. And I have a really dope podcast called the 2-Piece Podcast, the number 2 PIECE podcast. It's for personal growth for men, but it's also the cheat sheet for women if you want to learn why men do what we do.
Yes, 2-piece. That's like a
2-piece
KFC. Is that a KFC? There we go.
Yeah, the struggle meal.
You guys, thanks again. Oh, what?
No. That's cool.
Okay.
No, sorry. It's not.
Wow, Chinedu.
That's sorry.
Was it a chicken joke? Was it a KFC?
Not at all.
No? Okay.
No.
All right, guys. Till next time.
All right.
Bye.
Later.